let's go and talk about the winter settings for this Mercedes, and generally on all Mercedes, but especially this classic models and the 2000 and above, because Mercedes make it so complicated. So I'm gonna guide you through. There are even some buttons that you won't be able to see. So we are here in the cabin. Let's say I switch on the car. As I said, and also in my previous videos, always when you start the car, don't start immediately. Give it time, especially in diesel. You have to give the heaters time, and even this benzene model you have to wait. I usually wait until the light of the airbag goes off, which means that the fuel is already in the fuel injection system, and then I'll start the car. Once I start the car, let's suppose I start the car, those are the settings. What does it mean in Mercedes settings? This is the fan intensity, how strong you want the fan to be on. This is obviously the temperature, and this is the inlet settings where the air is circulating. In the winter season, always, this is the typical, and also from the service recommendations, close all the front ventilators. You close all of those, and you keep the side ones like this, pointed toward the glass. It will be toward the mirrors on your both sides. So I'll close the center ones, close it immediately, and keep it this way the whole winter season, and guide those into the side windows and open it fully. Suppose I have the engine on. The setting will be, if I'm gonna defreeze immediately, I will let the car run for 2 minutes before I switch on the fan. I wouldn't switch it on immediately. This is first thing. Second thing, you don't push this button here. This is the defreezer for the back window. Here are the lines on the back window. Those lines, this in Mercedes, in the classic models, usual time is 12 minutes. It will stay on for 12 minutes. It's very high intensive consumption of electricity, so it will switch off automatically after 12 minutes, even if it doesn't defreeze anything. So you switch it on later, after you start the heating of the car. First. Second, before you push this button, you have to remove any layer of ice or snow of the back window. You don't start this button here. You don't start it while you have a layer of ice or snow on your rear window. After I switch on the car for 2 minutes, don't waste your car in winter. Be smart and go to work early. It won't matter 5 minutes extra. So 2 minutes, I'll start defreezing. If I have the front glass here, if I have a lot of stuff on the front glass, I remove it first, and I don't scratch the ice. Never scratch the ice. That's why once I finish here, I'll show you how to deal with the ice outside. So 2 minutes I am on. I'll put the temperature exactly like this. I'll put this here exactly on the 4, and I will put this one like this. Once the half of the screen start melting, this is done, which means that the temperature is okay, and the melting is starting on the front windows. I can get back this one here between those 2 points, which means that the air will circulate from the front panel, especially the front panel, and since I close the center one, it will go to this side, from this side and from this side. So make sure that you put it back to this, and once you feel that the defreeze of the front windshield is okay, I put it back to 22. This is how you see it. 22 is standard in Mercedes, and I will switch this one to 2. Don't put it on 4 unless you need it. Don't put those unless you need it. Actually, if I start my car and I wait for 5 minutes, I never use those. I usually put it on 2 on this setting. This is the setting from the service, from the manual of Mercedes in the winter setting. So this is the fan, how it's supposed to be in the winter season. If you are driving very cold wind or a cold stream, or it's outside on the open roads, you can also, I wouldn't recommend increasing the temperature because it would cause you also a lot of discomfort. I would just switch on the fan more. That's it. And once I feel everything is okay, if it's too much, 3, but this is how it should be. 1 is minimum, 2 is the standard. This is the best thing. This is this internal circulation. What's its on? What does this mean that it's on? Which means that the air is circulating from inside the car. There's no air circulating from outside. You use this one only in summer season if you have the AC on, or if the surrounding atmosphere is very filthy. If you have a lot of fumes outside, you push this one immediately. The problem with this one in winter, it will cause humidity all over the glass. You won't see a lot because what you breathe in, it's still in. It doesn't go out, and or no fresh air. So immediately, once the smells are like off, try to ventilate and switch it off. It will give you the light on. This button and this button are so correlated. This is the mistake that drivers do, and this is a reason of the new owners of such cars consume a lot of benzene. On the contrary of all the cars and all the brains in the world, Mercedes decided that the AC in their cars is on when the light of the EC, which is economy, it's not AC actually, this is the economy button, when the economy button is off, which means, let's show you. If you see, as I left it last time, my car last time, the EC here is lightened, which means I have no AC. The AC is off. Once I have the AC on, which means I have pushed this button, this means that the AC is on now. This is in summer season. It will also, if I push this button means this is the humidity, like it's the humidifier button, which means if you have a lot of humidity inside, you push it and it will immediately switch off this, which means the AC is also integrated and engaged. This use it in winter when you have a lot of humidity inside, which means the AC is on and the AC will take from the outside and will regulate according to temperature. So use it only in extreme cases. You don't have to use it all the time. So let's switch it off like this. Okay, and this is our setting. So I don't want to lose my battery because I'm gonna address also the issues of starting problems here. So this is dehumidifier. They have two options: either ventilate from inside if you have fumes, if you have a lot of humidity, you can, and you don't want to open the outside inlet of the air and you keep the air circulation, you can switch on this one, which will switch on the AC or economy activated, and it will make it work. So this is the EC economy button, which is actually the AC button, but it's economy. There is no AC button in this car. This is the switch that make the AC on or off according to the range of the temperature. The sensor of the temperature is here. Here's the sensor of the temperature. There's small fan, so sometimes you'll hear small fan getting in. If it's so noisy, you can lubricate it with the silicone oil. Let's go down. I don't have the heated seat, so I'm not going to bother with that. This is the mirror. This is the back window with the splash, back window without splash. This is the diffuser of the back window. So generally, this is the winter settings for this car.